Welcome, David Kramer. It's really great.
Thank you very much, Clarence.
Ek is geëer.
Ja, lekker.
What I found out is that you've got a lot of children or people claiming to be your children. Alistair, Isabel, Lukman, Adams.
I have
Is
4
there a little bit of
sons,
history
yeah?
that we don't know?
You know, that thing, 4 sons by another mother, that idea? Yeah, so I have 2 daughters and now 4 sons.
I was hoping you'd say by another father. Yeah, so
Well, yeah, I need to think that one through. I need to think, okay. In my back for
yeah, you just implicated yourself publicly.
None of them look like me, though, anyway, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
You
been
said
very
different
nice.
mothers, though. Eh?
Yeah, it's been very nice.
There's a very,
great, it's
very
great, you
strong
know,
relationship.
They were kids when I met them. They've grown up in front of me, and now grown men and all still in the entertainment industry. The 4 of them is
Yeah, you got to name them.
wonderful.
Tell us about your 4 children.
Oh, this is we're talking about Alistair Isabel, who has the audacity to call me Dad.
Okay, in complexion, maybe he's the one that can pull it off slightly.
No, suddenly it became Dad. Hello, Dad. I get this call. All right. So, and then there's Lukman Adams and his brother Emo Adams and Jody Abrams. Those were the 4. So Jody and Lukman were the original Bruchis in the musical. That was in 1987. And then followed, Alistair followed them, and Emo followed them.
Yeah, there was your own brand of what, folk music back in the day. What would you call the music that David Kramer, that the brand represented? And then there was this thing that was playing out in the Baxter Theatre.
So I became famous for my style. You're talking about the style of music that I was,
Yes.
the David Kramer. Well, I was sort of trying to forge a new style, which very much influenced by what I experienced, the music on the farms and sort of let's call what we call boeremusiek, so it was interesting. That time Johnny Clegg was developing his style, dipping into the Miskanda traditions, and I was trying to. Obviously, I didn't grow up with any of that,
Yes.
so I was looking around at like, what do I know? What's my background? And my background is Afrikaans music, but then when you delve into the roots of Afrikaans and the Creole culture of Cape Town, you realize where this all comes from, and that's
interesting
what was
discoveries there.
exciting for me. And so roots Afrikaans music is what's influenced my style. But then, and some of it was used in the writing of District 6, the musical. So there's the Guma stuff, but the other was more traditional music writing. The sort of ballady, Broadway style
Yes.
songs, which is what Taliep was really keen on.
Okay.
Taliep was more he leant in that direction. I leant more in the the traditional direction. I like to always. My joke is always Taliep wrote the white songs and I wrote the brown songs.
And I mean, you found an affinity with that musical expression, whether it was what in a Makwaland or if it was on Cape Flats.
Yeah, I found it all over. I mean, in Namaqualand, Karoo.
Yes.
But
And it's distinct. Are all of them distinct sounds to you? You can
very
identify
distinctive,
them.
yeah, very distinctive, yeah. So, the I would say the Karoo music, which I featured very much in Karoo Guitar Blues. What's interesting about that is that they're all unique styles because the musicians are self-taught, and so they don't use conventional tunings. They make up their own way of tuning. So and then they sort of were influenced, I think, by American cowboy music.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one style, and then you get the Namakwaland like that. There's just a lovely rhythm that comes from up there, It's kind of Cape related as well. Anyway, that Rehoboth langarm rhythm is what I like.
Rehoboth langarm rhythm.
Yeah.
You've got an eye for the talent. You can spot it from a mile. You've launched the careers of your sons. I'm sure you've
Yes.
launched a lot of careers in your life.
Many, 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 many. It's hard. I mean, be interesting to sit down and count, but there are so many of them that came through the musicals and went on to do all sorts of things. Some in the entertainment industry, but others moved on. But it was wonderful working with these young people, and it was a great pleasure to open the door to them, at that age, and give them opportunity. It allowed them to be noticed by other people.
And I may just also add that David Kramer was banned 1980 it was. I was in Standard 6. Buckcut was banned, wasn't it?
Yes, the whole album was banned.
Why?
Yeah.
What audacity did you have back in 1980?
Ek het straattaal gebruik. Dit was cru. I didn't speak the Ronnemondjie Afrikaans that the Pretoria SABC wanted. I used to call it, what they spoke was what I called Omo Afrikaans. Whiter than white.
There was another guy at the time. I don't know if you remember him, Pip Friedman.
Yes, before me.
Yeah,
a little bit before me.
He also kind of made it popular. Yeah, I think he was 60s, 70s. He was.
Yeah.
But still active.
I knew
in
him.
the 80s.
I knew Pip Friedman. He had a radio program with some characters, but dubious.
Yeah.
But
it was still surprising for me.
It was funny at the time, but wouldn't wash today.
No, for sure.
I don't think he would be cancelled within 5 minutes.
But how happy we were to hear a semblance of the Afrikaans.
I suppose so.
A semblance of the Afrikaans that we spoke on the radio, because it was taboo, like you would find out.
Yeah. No, you didn't speak like that unless it was a joke, and I was a big joke.
Yeah. I can't talk about you without talking about Taliep Peterson.
Yes.
Must have been an emptiness after his.
Still to this day. Yeah, we were very close, and when you create together like that, it's there are many. There are other examples like Lennon and McCartney and Taupin and Elton John, and people who create things together, and you just bond through the creativity as well.
Taupin and Elton John
we weren't social friends in a sense that we didn't socialize. That wasn't our thing, but we were together every day, creating music.
Are you saying nearly musically incomplete without each other? Is that the kind of thing that you say?
I don't feel an incompleteness. I've written songs before I met Taliep.
Yes.
I was writing songs, and then I met Taliep, and we did the musicals together, and that was the right thing at that time.
Okay.
Then after his death, I had to find my feet again, and so I've had to start writing musicals on my own, and that was a whole new journey for me. And so often, you sit and I think, I wish Taliep was here now. That kind of thing. But then the musicals that I was writing weren't the sort of musicals that Taliep would have been interested in. Like I wrote a musical about Koos Sas and, whatever. But, there are times when you do things and it's just right.
Or the hotel. And the little knersie at the hotel. He wouldn't be interested in the knersie.
No, that's why we didn't socialize. He wasn't one of the manna.
You have 2 doctorates, one from Stellenbosch, one from Cape Town.
Yes.
So it's Doctor.
Yes, that's right.
Dr. David Kramer.
It's got a nice ring to it.
Triple DK.
Doctor.
Doctor. Well, I think deserving as well. Let's talk about. In fact, you insisted on us having a chat about the 60th anniversary of the amendment of the Group Areas Act in 1966, and this amendment essentially enabled the government to forcibly remove the population of District 6.
Yes.
Why is that such an important thing for you?
Why is it important for me?
Well, you said we must remember 60 years ago.
Yeah, well, it's on many levels, I suppose. I grew up during apartheid. And that law, one saw the effects of what that law did to communities and the destruction of communities. of course, very visible in District 6, but in so many other areas around the country.
Still visible in District 6.
No, yeah, but I mean, you could see it then. I mean, it was, I knew it when there was a District 6 and then when there wasn't a District 6. But it was very prominent because it's right in the middle of Cape Town, whereas there are many other little places, I mean, there was like just in Sea Point, Tramway Road, that happened there. People wouldn't remember that.
Yeah.
And other, all over the country.
But this was such a substantial community.
Yeah,
it was like the
yeah,
heart and soul of the city.
50,000 people. Substantial.
Did
I mean, it was the heart of Cape Town.
Did you walk the streets?
Not the streets, no. You couldn't quite do that for someone like me at that time. I was on the edge of District 6.
Okay.
And I had a sense of it.
So you're within earshot.
I was, I didn't quite
Of the
venture.
clubs,
I didn't take it. I would have felt very scared to go in there, not knowing, without somebody to take me in.
Sure.
If I had a Taliep or Howard Links or someone, I would have gone. Yeah, of course I would have gone in. It would have been great. But at that time, I didn't know anybody.
Yeah, I'm always fascinated. Just my young days, I stayed with my grandparents there. So I can actually hear my grandfather, Papa, speaking to me. And he speaks to me about a very cosmopolitan community. He speaks to me about the Lithuanian Jew, about the Portuguese guy, about the Moor. I haven't quite reconciled who the Moor is, but about a very mixed community out on that countryside. And obviously that was against what the apartheid government at the time wanted, and probably at the heart of the reason to raise
I think, two reasons. One was that it was a wonderful example of that people can live together and get along together and, don't have to be separated. It was too good an example of a cosmopolitan kind of community. The other thing was there was a march in the early 60s. Philip Kogasana, I think, marched from there was a march, and they headed towards Cape Town, and they marched through District 6, and when they marched through District 6, the numbers swelled enormously.
Wonder why.
And that gave the apartheid regime quite a fright, and they realized how close District 6 was to Parliament.
I get you.
And that they couldn't get their Caspers and things into those narrow streets that easily.
I think we need to remember District 6 and the memories that you've certainly left us with your first offering of District 6, the musical, enabled another generation to understand the history around District 6, the cosmopolitan essence that it represented, the diversity, rich, beautiful diversity that we are. I think it's necessary for people to go on remembering it. Is that
Yes, absolutely.
Is that done now? Is it a season that is finished, Clark?
No. This is why we want to do this concert next year in February, which we're calling From Hanover Street, and that is because it is 60 years since the area was declared white. Yeah. So From Hanover Street, yeah, exactly, and the heart of District 6, glop, glop, glop. So we're going to do this concert to commemorate this. Declaration, and also to stimulate the memory, certainly amongst generations that would never have known it. I remember at the time of the musical, I would be approached by young people and say, I got so bored. My parents or my grandparents never stopped talking about District 6. But now that I've seen the musical, I understand why it meant so much to them. So, yeah.
So we're getting another dose? Are we reflecting on it, or are you immersing us into the time?
It's a concert. It's a concert of memories and songs and images.
Memories through songs and images.
Yeah, okay. Images, yeah.
So there's no plot.
It's a celebration of what came out of there, but really to commemorate it and to remind people what has been lost. That I think is the essential thrust.
I want the plot.
There's no plot. It's not a musical. That's the thing. It's a concert. People mustn't think it's a musical.
Sure, I got you.
Okay. It's there to remind people what was destroyed by stupid laws of the time, and what has never been regained. And what still stands there is an open wound on the heart of Cape Town.
I can't wait for February. But fortunately, I got Orpheus before then. Tell us about
Thought
Orpheus.
you'd never ask.
I'm
Orpheus
dedicated.
McAdoo. Orpheus McAdoo.
Tell us about Orpheus.
Yeah, so Orpheus McAdoo is a musical that's been a long time in the making. It first was done as Orpheus in Africa about 10 years ago at the Fugard Theatre. And luckily I had the opportunity to revisit it with the Cape Town Opera Company last year and again this year. In October we'll be running a short season of Orpheus McAdoo at Artscape. It's presented by the Cape Town Opera Company, but it's a musical. It's a musical.
And it was written by you.
Yes.
Orpheus in Africa.
Yes.
So it follows the journey of Orpheus McAdoo, a freeborn African-American impresario. Tell us more about the character. And what is it that...
So he's fascinating. He was born the son of slaves. So he was born during, either shortly before the Civil War in America in the 1860s. And then as he grows up, he has the benefit of a little bit of education. He goes to a place called Hampton College and he becomes a teacher. And then he discovers that he's got a great voice and he joins what we call the Fisk Jubilee Singers, and they travel to Australia and he sees the potential of having his own company of Jubilee Singers. Now, Jubilees, they call them Jubilees. We will know them as spirituals. Like Swing Low, Sweet Chariot, those kind of songs. And so he put his own company together called the Orpheus McAdoo Concert Company, and they went off to Scotland to sing Jubilee songs there. Jubilee songs were extremely popular. We're talking 1890. 1890.
A true story, not a figment.
This is a true story. And he's not doing well in Scotland. And he gets an invitation by the governor's wife, her name is Lady Elizabeth Loch. You'll see her name all over streets in Wellington and so on. But so she invites him to come to Cape Town in 1890. And he brings his company. Yeah, they're about 12 of them. They sing beautifully. And Cape Town has never heard anything like this. And they become extremely popular. So popular that he decides to stay here in South Africa and tour the country for the next 2 years. They were the Black Beatles of 1890s.
A bit of an unconformist, you portray him as.
So he was only 32 years old when he did this. He was 32 years old, and he toured South Africa with enormous success, as well as Australia. He died in Australia. He became he settled in Australia, and he was 42 when he died of some kind of heart complication.
Yeah, so a story, I guess, of artistic integrity, commercialism, the push and pull there.
It's a story about a man trying to establish his identity, post the Civil War. I mean, this whole problem with black identity in America, and which way to go. So he. He was an impresario, and he saw the potential in making money. But he also wanted to show his sort of motivation was to show the world what the freed slave was capable of. That's
I think there's a lot of themes, a lot of hidden histories, and of course the power of music. It was highly acclaimed, a powerful story, the cast as well. Maybe you should tell us about the cast. We don't have a lot of time left. And when can we see Orpheus McAdoo?
Okay, well, let me tell you right now. So we are going to open Orpheus McAdoo on the 21st of October at Artscape, and you can get tickets for that already. And it's starring Brittany Smith and Conroy Scott, who are lead singers in the Cape Town Opera Company, as well as many I mean, the choir is made up of opera singers, but there are also actor singers, musical performers like Jody Abrams and Alexis Peterson, and yeah. So let me just. I have to kind of think now. And there's also Eldon van der Merwe and Elton Landru. It's a lovely cast, a lovely company, and really what I would say to people, what are you going to expect? This is like a time travel capsule. If you want to go back to Cape Town, the entertainment scene in Cape Town in the 1890s, then we will take you there.
Well, another compelling proposition. I think my life is at least going to be full of David Kramer over the next 6 months after a long absence that we all could feel. Thank you for joining us. It's appreciated,
Thanks,
David
Clarence.
Kramer. Lots of love and success. And I guess I'll see you then at Orpheus. And
Yes,
and
please.
From Hanover Street comes a different sound. Klop, klop.